Hi, I'm Rachel Chamness. I'm at soundwavesheal.com, and today I want to talk about psychic mediumship. I am a psychic medium, and what does that mean? So, what it means is that I use my clairs, my psychic senses, my psychic clairs, whatever you want to call them, ESP, to connect with high vibrational beings so that they can give me messages to deliver. So why do I say high vibrational beings? Because that's the only type of being that I will talk to. So I do not communicate with low level vibrational beings like demons or evil spirits or anything like that. I have protection in place. It's very easy to do once you know how. And I train people to be a psychic medium. I have a Trance Channeling mediumship program where I train you to be a medium. And the only prerequisite for that program is that you can meditate. And when you meditate, you see, feel, hear something happening. So if you're doing a guided meditation, you can do one for free in my SoundCloud account at Soundwaves Heal for meeting your joy guide. So if you're doing this meditation for meeting your joy guide, and when I say things like your joy guide's walking towards you and has something to tell you, and then I pause in the meditation and then you get something, it doesn't have to be where you see the whole face, the whole body, and they speak to you like another person, because that's not how psychic clairs or psychic senses really work. So in that meditation, if you just get a feeling of peace, or you kind of see the outline of your spirit guide, or you see maybe one eye or portion, or you kind of like, it's an elephant, or it's a polar bear, or it's a fairy, or it's a human, and then you get some sort of message in any way at all, then you're ready to take my class if you want. So that is the only prerequisite for that class. But I just want to talk about what a channel medium is in general. So there's many different ways that I bring the message through, and I teach 4 different ways to channel in the class. So there's straight channeling, repeated channeling, however you want to talk about it, psychic channeling, where I give a message. So, okay, there is a spirit guide here for you, and they are saying, walk your path. I'm just making this up today because this is not really a reading. I'm just telling you how it works. So I may be talking to a client and tell them what their spirit guide is telling them to do. They say you need to work harder. They say you need to work less hard. They say you need to make time for play. They say, watch out who you trust, something like that. Then there's the kind of channeling where I let the being speak through me. Okay, and when I do this, I'm not leaving my body completely. I'm here. I'm going to scoot over a little bit and let that being talk through me. You can see that in the playlist of channeled messages in my YouTube videos, or you can see that anywhere on my YouTube page, because I bring them through all the time in this fashion. So I'm just going to let them speak through me. That way I don't have to bring their message through in the way that I interpret it, because that's the thing. When they're giving me the message, if you're clairaudient and you can get the words in your language, for me it's English, and you can repeat them, that's awesome. And that happens a lot for me because all of my clairs are open. But sometimes they don't speak anything close to what can be translated into English. And so they're giving you sort of a mix of pictures, sounds, feelings. Sometimes they show you memories of things that you've done in the past and the feeling of that to show you that it's similar or the same. I mean, they do all kinds of different ways to paint a picture for you. And a good medium has a good symbolic relationship with their guides and helpers. And what that means is we have symbols that I use, this symbol for this, that symbol for that, this symbol for this, that symbol for that. And the spirit guide knows this and will bring forth things in the symbols that they can see I have a language in. It's like an international language that I've built up, and any being who comes in can use that language to show me what they want to say. Now, I'm going to be sure that the message that I give is correct. I'm not just going to be guessing at symbols. I'm going to use methods that I've used for many years to make sure that the message is complete. and I'll do the very best that I can to do that. But of course, I am human, and many humans make mistakes. Oh, wait, all of us make mistakes. So many psychics make mistakes because we're human. So every time that I do a session, I always say, if something doesn't resonate with you, please let me know, and I will look into it deeper to make sure that I'm getting the right message, because sometimes it is translated. So my whole point about trance channeling is there's less to translate, because they are speaking through me without going through my mind, and I am kind of off to the side, so I'm not really participating in it. Just sort of watching and waiting for them to finish, or listening. Sometimes, actually, most of the time they show me some clairvoyant pictures to kind of go with what they're saying, so that I can help it make sense afterwards if it doesn't really make that much sense, because they often have trouble giving the message through another person's brain too. And sometimes they stop and I can feel them looking around in my brain, looking for words. I'm trying to like throw them some words. Do you mean this word? Do you mean that word? They're showing me pictures. I'm trying to give them all the words. Do you mean that word? Do you mean this word? And then sometimes I get frustrated and use like a sort of word. Sorry, I don't have enough words in my head for you. But so that's trance channeling. And then of course there's channeled writing, where in the same way you can do both of these kind of techniques, where one is like you hear and you write it, and the other is where you just are writing and writing, you don't even know what you're writing, or there's kind of in between. I do a lot of the in between. I start by writing what I'm hearing, and then it kind of gets faster and faster, and then all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, look what I'm writing, this is really cool. So that's one way that I do channeled messages, writing. And there's channeled healing. Oh, my favorite. I love channeled healing. Channeled healing is the very best. This is a great way to be a sound healer, by channeling high vibrational beings and their messages and their healing modalities through you. And how do I do that? Well, first of all, I'm a Reiki master, so I know how to use energy, universal energy, not my own, to heal others using the Reiki ray. That's very important. And I also am a light language practitioner, so I know how to channel sound that's not my own. Light language is a great way to sort of begin that mediumship journey. Like start a little bit of light language, and you can start bringing forth light codes and healing with sound. Even if you're not a singer or you can't make a note, it doesn't matter. There's more than just singing with light language, many different ways. You can check it out on my website. And the third thing that I mix together with the light language and the Reiki is my trance channeling. So I put all that together to bring forth healing in sound. And since I was a professional opera singer and I have a musician's background, I do it with mainly singing, because that's what the beings want to do when they come in my body. They really want to do that singing because my voice is highly trained. For you, even if your voice is not trained, you can bring forth beautiful light language with your voice. I know you can. I've heard it a million times. You'd be surprised. But also you can do it in other ways as well. So I certify and help people learn how to do this liquid Reiki sound healing, which is what I call my modality. And so channeled healing, that's my long spiel about why I love it so much. It's so great, because coming from the kind of background of being an opera singer, when I thought about being a sound healer, I thought it was going to take me years and years and years of work, of learning and understanding, and that it would be hard, and that maybe by the time I was 60, I'd be able to figure it out. And instead, in one day, I figured it out. Between Reiki, light language, and trance healing, I brought through my alchemist guide, who was one of my inner band guides, and he came through and did healing, sound healing, through me. And I was just absolutely astonished. I didn't know that I could just do it that easily. And then I realized that's all it would take for me. And so an inner band guide, like your alchemist, you can connect to very easily. You can use meditation. You can ask them to come forward. You can take my free spirit guide class on my website at soundwavesheal.com. You can sign up for that and learn about all the different kinds of spirit guides. And then you can just ask them to come in and help. And if you want to learn how to channel healing from your chemist or alchemist guide, whatever you want to call them, then you absolutely can. I'd love to see you in my Trance Channeling Mediumship course, which you can find on my website. But I hope that all of this was really informative about what channeling is. And now I have written a longer blog post, which you can absolutely read on my blog page at soundwavesheal.com/blog. And I would love to know if you have more questions. Do you have more questions about channeling? Is there something else you'd like to know? Why don't you put it in the comments here or in my blog, and I would love to answer it for you. So please like and subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I have a new YouTube video, because I do a lot of channeling here, a lot of group healing with liquid Reiki sound healing, and a lot of informational posts as well. So I'd love to see you here. Have a great day. I'm Rachel Chamness.